Straight from the chest. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Justin Groth. I am your host, and guess what? It's a 3-day weekend, and I couldn't be more happy. I get to have one more day to sleep in. And I don't like sleeping in often, and when I do, I can't sleep in for long periods of time because I feel like a waste and a POS if I do. But that extra hour, oh man, beautiful. So I get to thank Labor Day for that tomorrow. Anyways, it's packed on the freeways. It's packed at the beaches. It's packed. And I don't know about you, but I can't deal with that. Even more of a reason for me to stay home, right? I can't do it. I can't do it. It's too much for me. I love being around people, but when it comes to tourists, can't do it. So I'm staying in. I'm staying home. I'm going to watch Live PD, Shark Tank. Those are my shows. If you haven't seen those shows, please watch. Oh my gosh. I don't know why, but I'm just infatuated with Live PD now and Cops. I don't know. It's something different every single time. You'll never get bored. It's never scripted. You don't know what's going to happen. You hear the craziest conversations between patrons and the cops. It's just crazy. Some of the stuff that they say, it's insane. I was watching an episode last night, and one of the guys, one of the patrons that the cops pull over, what happened? Oh man, I drew a blank. Perfect timing to draw a blank, right? On the podcast. Oh man, I'm sorry, people. I forgot. I was right there. Anyways, this guy, well, not just guy, but this guys and girls, and they just act out. They just wild out. They're crazy. And definitely they're under the influence. I mean, and that sucks because that's their life, and they're drug addicts. They're getting, they're drinking and smoking and just living a horrible life. But yeah, man. I mean, that's their choice, right? We all have choices to make in life, and that's their choice, I guess. I mean, they choose to run that life, and at the end of the day, I mean, they might not get caught one day, but they'll end up eventually getting caught and paying the price, and it sucks. It sucks, but that's the route that they choose. But anyways, it's just super exciting watching that. I just love it. I don't know what. I'm sure most of you are being like, Live PD is lame, but whatever. Ed's my show. I love it. And you know what's happening this weekend? A lot of eating. That just went through my head right now. Remember, this show is called Straight from the Chest. So anything that I say, it's literally from my chest. So this weekend, guaranteed, a lot of people eating. Guaranteed also, not a lot of people doing keto. That's for sure. And to all the people that do keto, still don't like you. I still don't like the keto diet. I'll never like it. Keto sucks. And that's it. That's it on that. I just had to lay that blanket statement out because that's how much I truly hate, HATE, the keto diet. Your keto diet, anybody's keto diet, hate it. And chances are you're probably not even in ketosis, but you have been in the keto craze for 2 or 3 days, and you think, oh man, I'm on the keto diet because I'm eating lots of fats and no carbs, and you're not even in ketosis. It takes like 10 days to get in true ketosis. You want to amp up ketosis? Fast. Don't eat anything. 3 days, you'll be in ketosis. Then you're on the true keto diet. But that's for warriors. And you're probably a weak-minded person anyways. You can't even do it. You can't do the fast. I get it. It's hard. But the quick route to losing body fat, losing water weight is not keto. How about this? How about you implore this? How about you just eat regular and eat less and eat more of a balance between all of your carbs, fats, and proteins. And I bet you get there quicker. But you have to have discipline to do that. Keto doesn't take that much discipline, even though it seems like it does. You eat a lot of fat, you eat a lot of protein, and it's not even really a lot of protein, you just eat a lot of fat. People think, oh, I'm gonna love eating this because it's a lot of fat and it's a lot of cheese and butter and bacon and all that, and meats and all that. You eat too much protein, you'll get kicked out of ketosis. Why am I even talking about this? This is not even a part of the podcast. I just get on this rant because I don't like it. But anyways, all you keto haters, I'm still here. I still hate keto. Anyways, has nothing to do with the podcast, but I had to talk about that. On my mind. So anyways, man, I just lost my train of thought. Shoot. That's right. I remember now. I bet you that I can tell you one thing for sure about you, is that you forget this one thing. I forget it. I think we all forget it. And it's not your keys. It's not that you forgot to work out. It's not an errand you forgot to run. It's none of the above. You forget that you are important. And before you think this is some cliche foo-foo statement, you forget the pedigree. Watch for it. The pedigree that you are. You forget. You might remember everything else in your life, including worries, but you forget the line of royalty and the line of greatness that you stem from. You forget it. Because I bank on the fact that if you were to remember it day in and day out, and it would be to become perpetual in your mental state, in your mental machinery, it would become perpetual, that you understand the line of championship, the line of prize that you descend from. You would not doubt 80%, 90% of the things that you doubt currently. You just wouldn't, because you know that they're going to work out. In the end, they'll work out. They may not understand it now, but they'll work out in the end. And that's all that really matters, right? That everything works out in the end. But you forget the pedigree to which you descend from. And that is your biggest blunder right there. Forgetting the royalty that you are, that you were created to be. Now, most of you probably think, what do you mean royalty? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I don't have any queens or kings that I descend from. I'm talking about the royal priesthood that we all descend from, because the person that created us, being God, is the royal priesthood. And that is the most championship prize pedigree that you can descend from. Now, in line with that, you have talents and abilities that your counterpart probably doesn't have. You have a mental machinery that is fully capable of producing the talents that you're equipped with already. But again, you continue to forget your descendant line from which you come from. You keep forgetting. I forget, I get it, I'm there with you. But we have to continue to remember the pedigree that is in us. The person that created us. I'm going to call him a person. You cannot. It doesn't matter. The person that created us has stemmed us from a line of greatness. And why on earth would you think that what you do currently, or what lays within you, is just kind of subpar, or you were just kind of created to work this 9 to 5 over here and live regular and that's it, and then die. What gave you that assumption? Oftentimes, it's the people around you that give you that assumption. It's the people you associate with. It's your parents probably also, because maybe they live that way. And that's your illustration of what it means to live in general. Live your life out. It's to live how your parents live. Now, that's not bad. I'm not saying anything against that. I'm just saying that that wasn't it. And that whenever you come to a position in your life, which is for me often, and I'm sure it might be the same for you, where you're frustrated and you're worrisome and you don't understand why things are happening the way they're happening, and you know you have so much more to give on this earth, and in terms of impact, you have so much more to impact, so many more to impact and be utilized, be a utility to others, but it's just not moving the way you'd like. I'm telling you, we all go through that. And the thing that gets us off track is we forget the pedigree that we stem from. And if you continue to remember that, that would block out your worry, because you would understand that in the end, it's going to work out. It has to, because your pedigree is that of royalty. Your pedigree is that of zenith. Your pedigree is that of prize. You're not of this world. You weren't created to be of this world. If you allow it, the world will soak you up and spit you out. If you allow it. But if you function on the purpose and the passion that lays within your heart, laden deep down in your visceral, and you know what I'm speaking of right now, you know it. You may have suppressed it. You may continue to not believe it, but it's there and it's not going anywhere, because it deserves to be cultivated. It deserves to be brought out. And if you think that doing what you're doing now is going to provide in your future where you want to be, you're wrong. Because right now is the time to lace up your Converses. Right now is the time to put on your boots and just go shoveling through the snow and through the mud. And don't be afraid to get kicked up mud on your face or get slapped or get hit in the shoulder, because that's going to happen. Because you need to be tested. You need to be tested on your resiliency. You need to be tested on if you're going to be perseverant or not. You need to be tested on what you can allow in and allow to go on you in terms of ridicule, hatred, pointing the finger, shoving. It's going to take you sticking up for something, in this case, what you believe in wholeheartedly, and might go against the grain with a lot of folk, but that shouldn't matter, because your purpose is so much bigger than them. So much. It's only going to happen if you go through the turmoil. It won't happen just from you waking up one morning and just coming into a new trajectory, like all of a sudden, without any testimony behind it to back up the impact of your story. And you should have an impactful story, because that's how you're going to generate more of a relation with people that you talk to about how you came into your existence. You need a testimony. We all do. Some are more aggressive than others, right? Some people have things happen to them that you're like, oh my gosh, why would God allow that? Why would God allow you to go through that? Just for what? I mean, but there's always a reason. And sometimes you may travel down a path longer than God wants you to, because you're just thick-headed and you don't want to listen, or you're too weak and you don't want to drive any discipline to put yourself in a structured orientation for your life. And that's okay. That's on you. I think that I've actually pushed back the clock a little bit too with my own choices, but I'm not doing that no more. I'm here and I'm here to climb. I'm going to climb to the top. And I don't care who's with me or not, because I know I got the royal priesthood in my blood. I know my pedigree. My pedigree is divine. My pedigree is prized. And because I know that and I understand that, I'm okay with waiting a little longer. I'm okay with putting in this grunt work right now, because I know that it's all a part of the purpose. It's a lily pad, I like to call it, that I'm on now. Then before I get to jump to my next bigger and more powerful lily pad, I have to cultivate everything perfectly on this lily pad. But it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. The same goes for you. But you have to remember the line that you descend from. You weren't established just to be mediocre. You were established to live in prime propensity to your purpose. That's why you were established. Nothing less. But it's going to take you and me going through the dirt. I understand that. And oftentimes people's dirts look a little different, right? People's mud pits look a little different. Your mud pit may look a lot different than my mud pit. Maybe mine looks squeaky clean compared to yours. Maybe yours looks squeaky clean compared to mine. But don't get it confused, because they're both mud pits, and we have to travel in them. We have to travel in them. We can't jump across. We can't try to calculate how far it's going to take us to promote a certain kind of velocity to propel our body over. No, you just have to run through it. We all have to. And I love that, but I hate it, right? Because I know that it's teaching me character along the way. I know it's establishing perseverant mindset, attitude, and grit, something that I will not get if I was just given things. And trust me, I've been given a lot of things in my life. God has been very good to my family. But I know that there's a level of warrior display that I have to challenge myself in, and I have to bleed through in order for me to come to my ultimate purpose. But I know I'm on track, and I also know what is established and ingrained in me, and that's a prime pedigree, buddy. A prime pedigree. You're no different. You may be traveling to your 9 to 5 every single day, parking in the same spot every single day, seeing the same people day in and day out. But when you get home, you're working on your project. When you get home, you're manifesting your passion. And you may be manifesting and thinking about it when you're at work. That's fine. Continue that, but don't let it go. If you get discouraged, I get it. We're human. We get discouraged. If you get brought down because a coworker said something to you, or your mom or your dad said something to you that didn't fit well with you, that's okay. Have a timeout, recoup, recalibrate, and get back at it. But there should never be a time that you lose all faith, that you lose all understanding of what it means to delve into your pedigree and make your Creator proud with the talents and the gifts that He's established in you.